The audio for the last part of Session 4 was stolen by audio goblins, and that really sucks, because it was a massive lore dump that explained the main plot of this campaign. What follows is my best attempt to retell what happened after the players found Galanis' body. Galanis lay dead. Blood covered the wood planks of the floor, and torn papers were scattered across the room. The players entered, checking behind the doors and under furniture, trying to figure out if what had attacked Galanis was still in the room. After spotting an open window, the crew figured whatever it was fled when they came running up the stairs. Chazafrad started picking up the papers and determined that they were from Galanis' notebook, but he couldn't read the language written on the page. Inchi inspected the body and found that Galanis' neck had been crushed inward. The marks of a linked chain were imprinted on the skin of the dead man. Huel covered the door, keeping an eye out for anyone suspicious, and Blinken used his ranger skills to see if he could learn anything of what had attacked Galanis. He found that the window to the room had deep gashes on the windowsill, the claw marks of a fiend from the hells. The crew looked at the notes that Chaz had collected, and Blinken recognized the language as infernal. The Gnome Ranger began to read the notes and found it to be research on criminal activity in the city of Waterdeep, with a focus on the actions of Xanathar the monster mobster, the nobles Victoro and Amala Castellander, and a group of bards called the Doom Raiders. The notes also had information on some vault that belonged to the Neverember family, but when Blinken tried to explain what he had read to the group, he found that he couldn't remember what he had just read. Inchi began to loot the body of Galanis and put on the dead man's black 10-gallon hat. He determined that Gal's boots were magical and took those as well. Huel got in on the looting and discovered that Galanis had a multicolored pouch around his neck, and when he looked inside, he found the bag was bigger on the inside than the outside. The bag of holding had potions of healing and invisibility, as well as magical gloves of strength. There was also the blue stone with gold flakes that the group knew messed with people's memories. Galanis had always kept the stone on his person, but never told the group what it was. When Huel held the stone, it spoke to him in a language he could not understand, and flooded his mind with memories he had forgotten. About 20 years ago, the city of Waterdeep was enveloped in scandal. The elected Open Lord of Waterdeep, Dagult Neverember, had been busted for embezzling 1 million gold dragon coins from the city's currency minters and stashing it in a magically hidden vault. Waterdeep's economy almost collapsed, and the people talked of revolt, so Dagult Neverember fled the city in a hurry, running to his ancestral estate near Neverwinter. Nobles, adventurers, and guildmasters all speculated and searched for where this vault of dragons could be, but the gold was never found. When asked what he did with the embezzled coins, Dagult Neverember was reported to have said, "I can't remember." Huel let go of the stone, and while it was on the floor, Inchi used his Arcana skill to find that the stone was constantly casting a curse across all of Faerun, affecting people's memories. Whatever kind of magic could do that would be incredibly powerful. Blinken cautiously picked up the stone, and when it spoke to him, Blinken understood the draconic language.
They stole my eyes. They stole my voice. Then they stole my soul. I am Aranax of Waterdeep. Blinken, help me. Give me your flesh so that I may make a new body for myself, and I will help you find the Vault of Dragons.
Blinken agreed. The stone burned in his hand, searing away his flesh. Blinken dropped the stone onto the floor, and it began to glow bright blue and vibrate. It glowed brighter and brighter until it pulsed with magical blue energy, and gold dust flew from it across the room. The blue magic removed the curse that blocked parts of the players' minds, and they remembered everything Galanis had told them. Galanis had sent a letter to Blinken that said, "After a few too many dragon cults attacked the city, the rulers of Waterdeep put a charm around the entire area that prevented any dragon from passing the city's walls. The only way for one of the winged creatures to enter the city was for the open Lord of the Deep to use the Staff of Agaheron to exempt a dragon from the charm's effects. It's said that some of the oldest people in Waterdeep could be these special dragons in disguise. The ancient gold dragon Aranak is an example. By night he flew over the streets and towers of the city, his gold scales lit from the lamps and drift globes, and by day it's said he walked the streets as a dwarf with a golden beard, until one night 20 years ago he disappeared and hasn't flown over the city since. I believe that the then Open Lord, Dagult Neverember, lured Aranax to the Vault of Dragons, and there used evil magic to take the serpent's soul and place it in a magic blue stone that I'm calling the Stone of Aranax. That ancient soul is powering a magical curse that causes anyone in Faerun to forget any and all details about the Vault of Dragons. The spirit of a great creature turned into a security mechanism and left in a box for Dagult to come back to when the time was right. I need someone that can communicate with this soul, Blinken. Someone to remind Aranax who he is. In the yawning portal, Galanis had sat next to Destry and said, "So, couple months ago, I get a tip-off that an all-out street war is brewing in Waterdeep, and I can't help but poke my nose in that, you know what I'm saying? So I arrive in the city and start scouting out the local power, and these strange occurrences start. First, I keep seeing these has-been famous bards wherever I go. I'm sneaking into Xanathar's sewers, and there's the singer for the Doom Raiders sneaking around too. I'm undercover as a guard at Castlelanta Manor, and there's the Doom Raiders drummer scoping out the manor from across the street. Just odd, I tell you, just odd. So, as I'm starting to piece it all together, this street war starts getting hot. The Xanathar himself leaves his lair and teleports to Neverember Manor in the Castle Ward and steals only one thing, this blue stone that no one should know exists. A few months later, the Castellantas send their servants to steal that stone from Xanathar, and then the night after that, the Doom Raiders put on black masks and steal the stone from the Castellantas temple. I had seen enough of this stone changing hands, so I snatched it from the Doom Raiders for myself, and since then it's been petty sewer fights and break-ins between the Castellantas and Xanathar as they blame each other for the kerfuffle, and the Doom Raiders have started planning something big. Something is brewing here, and at the center of it is this. How the hells did any of these villains know to heist a stone they shouldn't be able to remember? When helping Huel pull his cart across the city, Galanis was venting some frustrations. Don't mind me, fella. I'm just confused about some things. It's been a busy few months? It's been too long already. How do you find something that you can't remember the details of? Like an abstract, ethereal concept you have to force yourself to stop noticing. Gotta start thinking differently. Whenever your mind fails you, then you found the edge of what you're looking for. This stone won't tell me nothing, so I have to piece it together myself, and it's giving me a headache. Galanis looked around at the city surrounding them, its streets full of possibilities. Nobles in fine clothes walked the same streets as common working people and beggars. I love this city. Anything you could ever want to spend gold on is just a short walk away. But it's not what it used to be. The people are less patient, and so many of the shops are now run by grifters. I worry. 1,000,000 gold coins and a wicked heart are a terrified mixture. From what I can piece together, that monster mobster Xanathar wants to use the gold to buy a controlling stake in all the guilds and businesses in the city, which would practically make him the king of Waterdeep, and he'd squeeze the people out of here of every gold and copper piece they had until he made his money back. And those authoritarian Castellanta nobles, they want to buy up all the guilds too, but for different reasons. They want to abolish the guilds and return the Deep back to a feudal system where they get to be king and queen forever.
These has-been bards, the Doom Raiders, they're a bit harder to figure out, as all of the grunts they hired to do their dirty work keep turning up dead in alleyways, and from what I know, that means they'd be willing to kill a lot more people to get what they want. 1 million gold coins ain't something that people like these villains should ever have.
That's why I need folks like you, Huel. Real people that haven't been poisoned by power. People that are bold enough to do the hard things, but with just enough good in their hearts to not make the world worse. Well, hopefully that's what y'all are like. You with this cart, Destry with his family, Blinken and Inchi with their professions. Y'all have the connections to be in the right places, but none of you are important enough to be noticed. It's really the perfect cover. And finally, when shaking Inchi's hand, Galannis had told him, I got a job that will set you and anyone you care about up for life. A mountain of gold that's just hiding in a vault waiting for us. 1 million gold dragon coins. Have you ever heard of a number that high? Ain't that something? Your boss, Xanathar, and a few other villains started to look for this vault months ago. Only problem is, no one can remember where this vault of dragons is. They got a head start on us, but we have the advantage of good looks and this magic stone here in my other hand. So, we'd have to search this city to find the vault's location, then break in and overcome only gods know how many traps, curses, puzzles, and other security. A months-long job that will no doubt get the attention of every city watch, every noble, and every gangster in this city. You'd have to be damn close to suicidal to try to win a game this big. It'd be near impossible. But I ask you this, what is a thief, if not a relentless optimist? Blinken, Destry, Huel, and Inchi reeled back from the burst of blue magic. The curse lifted, their memories restored. They looked at each other, now aware that they had stumbled onto the biggest payoff of their lives. Then their gaze turned to the stone of Aranax. The stone was still pulsing and vibrating, and the gold dust swirled around it along with the burned-off skin from Blinken's hand. The skin and dust fell onto the stone, building up layers of flesh, bones, then bright golden scales. In a few seconds, the stone formed into the shape of a gold dragon wormling, its wings small and its head the same size as its body. All in all, the size of a kitten. The wormling Aranax turned its head towards Blinken. Its face was just smooth golden skin, having no eyes and no mouth.
Our eyes for good.
The intro music is Ain't No Rest for the Wicked by Connie Jash, and the video is Waterdeep Dragon Heist by Smite or Flight. The medieval music is some no copyright music from Unwind Station.